I'll ask you two ways, man. Like, what makes a fight memorable and what makes a fighter memorable? Just answer how you want to answer it because, like, yeah, now we get a lot of girls that come in and just try to bang, man. But do you remember them just because they bang?
Right.
Like,
Yes.
are you remembering them because they bang? Are you remembering them because they walking away looking busted up? Because, like, honestly, I'm gonna be real. Look, the Rayanne dos Santos fight and the Alice fight was a good fight, but are we gonna remember them girls? You know,
Yeah.
like will we really remember them? Like these girls right here. Like, look, JoJo never won a belt, but I remember her.
Right.
Jillian had kind of a rough start at 125,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember this right here. I had to put the choke up here because
Oof.
Jillian had some fights,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Carol Rosa, I not Carol Rosa, man, because
She.
you
Carol Russell
know
memorable.
what'd you say?
She memorable.
She memorable though. She's still
Yes.
memorable. Her and
Yes.
Aldana, and of course, the champions, Joanna and Wei Lee, they memorable, man. But
Yes.
like for you, like that other night when you were bringing it up, like what was just kind of going through your mind about that? Like,
For me, what makes a fighter memorable is when it's not, and it's not necessarily one fight that will make them memorable for me. It's like a catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like if I keep seeing something from you in multiple of your fights, you know what I'm saying? And some fighters grab me right off the rip. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But when it's a like when I think about your catalog, and if I can remember specific things about multiple fights of yours, you know what I'm saying, then I find myself scanning through which card is coming up next, and I see your name on there, and I know that you, or if I catch Big Marcel and announce, oh, such and such is fighting such and such, and I see
Mm-hmm.
you, like I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta see that fight. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, I'm gonna use Kadar Hosa for an example. You know what I'm saying? When I seen Kadar Hosa smashing people legs, you know what I'm saying, and landing big punches on people and stuff like that, and breaking these fighters down in a certain way that she can break a fighter down. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how she did Aldana. You know what I'm saying? Look, I forgot who legs was that Aldana's legs that she blasted to the
Yeah,
moon.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
Aldana, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, man. You see that, and then Joanna, man, because I was high on Carla when Carla won the belt. You know what I'm saying? Then Joanna came in, this unknown Russian girl. I mean, this unknown Polish girl comes in, and then she's, that high paced Muay Thai kickboxer. You know what I'm saying? And you see her fight after fight. You see her kicking Valerie Letourneau in the face. You see her beating Carla Esparza against the cage. Like those early title defenses that Jessica Andrade fight, the way she picked Jessica Andrade apart, like when a fighter does something like that consistently, you know what I'm saying? And and even in the losses, like in that second loss to Rose, and that Zhang Wei Li fight, like it's just things that fighters do, man. Like you look at and it's not even something that I look for. It's more like a natural thing that happens. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like Robertson, for example. You know what I'm saying? When because like that's like that season of the Ultimate Fighter. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of skeptical of that season. I didn't know any of those girls on that entire season. I knew not one of those girls on that season. You know what I'm saying? And when I say, okay, I'm gonna watch this season. They're introducing a new division, women's MMA. Of course, I love women. Of course, I'm gonna watch it. You know, and it was just, and when it was all said and done, it was the finale. And the way Jillian twisted Emily Whitmire up in that like a pretzel in that armbar, I was like, okay, wait a second. This girl's got some dangerous jujitsu. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain things like that stick out. Like when something sticks out, it's a natural reaction to remember who they are. You know what I'm saying? And when a fighter, but back to your question, when you said what makes a fighter memorable, when that fighter comes in and that fighter is about that life and that fighter is about business, and you see that fighter go out there and execute their game plan, no matter what their opponent is, no matter what their opponent is doing, you know what I'm saying? Like that is memorable for me. That sticks out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, a quick example, and I'm gonna be quiet. Like that Julia Pilastri fight, you know what I'm saying? When she was fighting, dude, I'm thinking, man, this girl getting beat up, and then she switched flips it in the third round the way she did, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she flipped it in the third round and she started, you know what I'm saying, coming in and landing shots, you know what I'm saying, and picking up the pace. It was too little, too late. Granted, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But just that stuck Julia Pilastri in my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I like what she did there. I like how she realized that she was down 2 rounds and she tried to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that sticks out for me.
Got you. Yeah, I mean that's great points, man. Because I'm feeling what you're saying right there. Because number one, for me, like what gets me into the fight is not somebody necessarily just coming in to take punishment. You know what I mean? Like back and forth. Like it's just like back in the day in school, like when we knew 2 kids were going to fight, we wanted to see who's going to win and who's going to fight to win. You know, if I was in the fight, I'd be like, I got to fight to win. You know, it's that heart. So. That's like the number one thing, man, that attracts me to or makes me remember a fighter is when that person is coming to make the adjustments and overcome, you know, like JoJo, whenever JoJo just first came in and, you know, UFC was still, I mean, WMMA was still kind of fresh.
Yes.
Me being a striking fan, Muay Thai fan, I was like, I want to see how far she can go. At the same time, I want to see, you know, how well she's digging, how well she fights. And how she digs deep with her particular style, you know, and for the most part, like early on, you know, throughout Invicta and so on, even into the UFC, I still remember because that's what she was doing. She was still digging deep, you know. She might have never reached a certain level, a champion level, but every time she would come in there, it was to try and win, right? It was always to try to win. Like it wasn't just to lay back and say, oh, you know, I'm done. I'm just coming to get a paycheck. Like when she had to dig deep, she would do it. And to me, that's what makes a fighter memorable, man. Like when you see the fighter come in there and not trying to please the crowd necessarily, you in there trying, because to me that naturally comes if you're a good fighter. You know, if you doing what you know, people are gonna love it anyway because they're like, oh man, that person like Nunes and Pena first fight and the rematch. You know, like you like, oh man, Pena like might be stuck in this one gear, but I know she's trying. You know what I mean? Like, I know she's trying. Like, I might knock her because of the technique, but I'm like, look at Amanda still moving for 5 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, if she came to just get a paycheck and lose or please the crowd, she would have got knocked out. I guarantee she would have got knocked out if she was trying to please the crowd. But she was
trying to win.
She was trying to win. It was the only way she knew how, but she kept trying. That's what made it like, okay, I see her. You know, I see her like that's a fighter, you know.
And like a lot of people, you know, saying, you know, I talk combo, you know, I talk my shit. You already know that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when I say that people like Casey O'Neill, people don't like Casey O'Neill, the personality. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I get it. She's brash, she's abrasive, she says things, you know, it is what it is. But what caught my eye about Casey O'Neill, you know what I'm saying, is Casey O'Neill, to me, she may not be the most technical striker or the most technical fighter, period. Her balance looks bad. She may not be the strongest fighter in the clinch. She may not have the most power. You know what I'm saying? But when Casey O'Neill steps in that, when the cage door closes with Casey O'Neill is in there to win. She has improved. She's consistent in her improvements. You know what I'm saying? Like she's had some slip-ups in there. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But the girl comes to fight. You know what I'm saying? The girl come to fight. Like you step in there with Casey O'Neill, it's kill or be killed with somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And that kill or be killed mentality, you know what I'm saying? Because for me growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had no brothers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no brothers and I really didn't have no cousins and really didn't have no friends that had my back. You know what I'm saying? So I went to school every day with that kill or be killed mentality in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like I felt like, you know, I felt like I was always on the defense. You know what I'm saying? A lot in my life. You know, so I was always wary of people around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I guess people looked at me like an easy target. You know, my personality. You know what I'm saying? I'm a chunky guy. You know what I'm saying? So people look at that and they think, oh, that's an easy target. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I could, you know, bully him or say something to him, and I ain't got to worry about that. No, dude, I was the first person to smack somebody in their fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the first person to do that. And and I kind of recognize that with fighters, you know what I'm saying? I kind of recognize that mentality, like, oh nah, like you're not about to come in here and do whatever to me. Like I'm coming in here to to make my stamp in here. You know what I'm saying? And that makes fighters like Jillian Robertson, for example. I got to go back to Robertson. You know what I'm saying? Robertson, a huge disadvantage. She always, to me, has been at a disadvantage because, especially at flyweight, not so much at strawweight, but at flyweight, she was small and she wasn't a striker. She had no striking. You know what I'm saying? But what did Robertson do? There was nothing that was going to stop Robertson from trying to implement her game plan. Now, if she had to walk through fire, if she had to get knocked out, if she had to get submitted, Jillian Robertson was going to go in that cage and try her hardest to put her game plan into play. And shit. And when you see that, like, it's not something you see, it's something you feel, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no question whether or not that she was in there trying to do. And the same can be said for a lot of fighters. There's no question, and you can feel it when there's no question that fighter is going there to win. Like Weili. Every time Weili step in that cage, Weili in there trying to win. Look at that performance she had against Tatiana Suarez. If she would have just laid down against Suarez, we would have been saying Tatiana Suarez is the greatest strawweight of all time. But no, Zhang Weili was like, hell no. Like, she's not about to come in here and out wrestle me and pin me down and beat my ass like that, like she beat everybody's ass. Like, she's not about to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to respect that. You have to respect that. And that is what sticks in people. That's why you talking about MMA and you say the name Zhang Weili. People, I don't care how white male ages 20 to 40 or whatever the demographic is for the UFC. You say the name Zhang Weili, you say the name Joanna Jędrzejczyk, you say the name Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena. You know what I'm saying? You say those names, people are going to know exactly who those fighters are. You go in there and say, oh, yeah, man, I like Melissa Mullins. They're going to be like, who?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You know, you got to be, or you go in there and say, go into a conversation and say, yeah, Erin Blanchfield might be one of the toughest females out there. People are going to know who Erin Blanchfield is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is.
Like, there's got to be that balance, like, where there's a level of trying and, you know, skill, but there's got to be that heart there. Like, it can't just be, oh, I'm just going in here to show like I'm collecting a paycheck. You know what I mean? Or like
Agapova, she was there for a check.
Oh man,
she was there for a check.
Don't even bring her up. We talking about that. I was thinking about that. Jessica.
Did she get knocked out by Jessica? Did she get finished by Jessica?
I don't think she got finished, but she got dropped in the fight. I didn't even watch. I just saw like a clip of it, man. I mean, you see how they were trying to sell that fight, man. Like,
bro, I'm telling you,
it went from a bare knuckle fight to like a stank fest. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
that was crazy. That was bro, that was disgusting, bro.
Yeah, I was like, nobody's trying to see that. I was like, don't do that, girl. Don't.
Right.
Oh man. Oh.
And Jessica, nasty looking, man. I ain't even. Anyway, go ahead, man. I mean, come on, man.
That's
you ain't Mackenzie Dern in there. Sit down, Jessica. Like, sit down.
Oh man, he said she ain't Tabitha Ricci. Oh,
yeah, you ain't Tabitha. You ain't Tabitha Ricci, man. Sit down somewhere.
You know,
neither one of y'all are even close to any of those. Man, sit down. Yeah, Jessica, I've been thinking she fine for years, man. Like, Jessica, come on.
Just fight.
Exactly.